Hi there, welcome to the channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel, and if you're a return visitor, welcome back. Today it is mid-October 2022. Without further ado, we're going to look at this book, Shards of Earth by Adrian Tchaikovsky. Now, I haven't read another Adrian Tchaikovsky book before this one. I do own about 3 or 4 of his books, including Children of Time, which is one that's very well regarded, very well reviewed, and won several awards. I do have that book, like I said, but it's in storage at the moment. So I'll look for somewhere else to start with his work, and this series that he started with Shards of Earth has gathered quite good reviews. And I've actually seen him interviewed about it, and it intrigued me. So I went away and ordered this one and the second book in the series. Unfortunately, I don't think it's quite as good as some people say. That's probably going to be the basic line of this review, I'm afraid. If you've read any contemporary space opera in the last 20 to 30 years, you know what you're getting yourself in for with this book. It's got all the usual tropes. There's like a plucky crew against the odds, inscrutable ancient alien goings-on, overbearing Big Brother type government, aliens, greedy aliens, criminal aliens, and of course there's a figure, a main character, which is something of a chosen one. So let's get into the details of it. This book is set almost a century after a catastrophic event saw the Earth basically turned into a giant piece of floral sculpture by an alien race known as the Architects. And the Architects roll up into a planet in their moon-sized crystalline spaceships without any warning, don't say anything, and then they use whatever magical powers they have, I think it involves gravity, to basically peel a planet to bits, killing the entire population. Now, they do this to Earth, and then they continue on to various other human colonies. The humans at first try to basically just evacuate these places, but they run out of places to hide, and they decide to face off against these Architects with some alien allies, which have also had dealings with this inscrutable alien race in the past. Now, the humans, after a fluke occurrence, decide to develop these altered humans called the intermediaries. They alter their brains and their body conditions so they can psychically contact the Architects and do battle with them on another plane like that. These intermediaries also have an unusual ability to navigate in unspace, which is basically the same type of concept as hyperspace in other books and films. It's kind of like another dimension that ships go into when they're traveling faster than light. And in this universe, there's also these throughways, they're kind of like easy routes between planets, which seem to have been invented by an earlier race, and you can get to lots of planets by that way. But if you really want to go out to the wilds of the galaxy, you need these intermediaries to navigate and fly the spaceship. Now, in the story, we're introduced to 2 main characters. First one is Idris. Now, he's one of the original intermediaries. He took part in the war against the Architects and was somewhat instrumental in making the Architects suddenly vanish as suddenly as they appeared. As a result, he suffered for his sins. He's never slept a night since the war, and he just doesn't age. He's got quite a lot of depression and anxiety going on. And another character which we're introduced to is Solace. Now, she's a female warrior from a race called the Parthenon. Now, these are genetically engineered humans. The entire race is female. They're kind of warrior, Amazon woman, and they fought against the Architects in the war as well. And her and Idris had got a bit of a connection after the war. She kind of nursed him to health again before she was put into a status tube or something and frozen for a long period of time. And so we come to the present in the book. The humans, without an external threat and without something causing them to unite, they're kind of fracturing into various factions. There's an overbearing human government, which they call Hugh in the story. And this has various repressive agencies and what have you. There's the nativists, the kind of humans who want to, humans for humans, knows aliens. There's other branches of humanity which want to bow before another alien race, the ECL, who called the hegemony. They have discovered a way of protecting their worlds from the architects, and humans, afraid of the architects coming back, have started aligning themselves with the hegemony. So we follow, and Solace basically gets a job from her superiors to go and try and recruit Idris, using their old connection for the Parthenon cause. Now, as part of her mission, she rolls up to where Idris works now. He's a member of a crew on a salvage ship called the Vulture God. And as she's about to make contact with him, various events occurred and she has to essentially run away with them in the ship. And we're introduced to the crew of the Vulture God, which includes a whole bunch of stereotypes, basically. And there's like an affable, lovable, but gruff captain. There's a disabled engineer. There's an alien crab-like creature who's like a merchant who looks after all the money side of things. There's a former lawyer called Chris who's got a strange protective streak towards Idris, and so on like that. And basically this crew of the ship discover evidence that the architects are going to make a comeback, and this makes them a target for all sorts of government agencies, gangsters, criminals, pirates, rebels, what have you. They all want the Vulture God and its crews, and they lose their ship, they regain their ship, they have a lot of fights, what have you. It's interesting, it's entertaining, but there's really nothing new here. It's the same old tropes that you've been reading these type of books for the last 20, 30 years at least, if not longer. I was looking out for something more creative. The central mysteries about the architects and what they call the originators in an early race in the galaxy are quite interesting. And as Idris navigates his ship through unspace, he still feels like he's not alone, like there's some massive entity watching him. He starts having hallucinations where other people who have died or other aliens talk to him. That was all kind of intriguing, but the main action was very generic, very bland. The planets they go to are kind of one-note things, like there's one planet that's a criminal planet, one planet that's a bureaucracy, all that type of thing. It's all very plain, and there's a lot of fighting, but oddly for a book where the ships are supposed to be bristling with all these advanced weapons, most of the battles take place face to face, pull out a gun, shoot a few shots, and then they get down to knife fighting and fisticuffs and what have you. It seemed a bit odd, and these fights go on for pages and pages, a little too long for me, and everything seems to get reset every few chapters anyway. It was just the rinse and repeat type story. Now, it is entertainment, like I said. It's a widescreen action movie type thing. If you're looking for something a little more thoughtful, maybe try a different author. I was a little disappointed in this book. I thought it was going to be something more. I have the sequel now, Eyes of the Void. Hopefully things improve, but I'm not going to get around to reading it right away. So that is Shards of Earth by Adrian Tchaikovsky. A little disappointing, entertaining enough if you're into space opera. If you've read into other space opera lately, you'll know what's in this book. You'll know exactly what you're getting yourself in for. And if that pleases you, so be it. I'll see you next time. Have a good day.